Morning. It's 5:50 a.m. I'm here at the Rooster Comb Trailhead in the Adirondacks on Route 73 in Keene, New York. And today I'll be attempting my version of a Great Range double traverse. That's going to include Rooster Comb, Lower Wolfjaw, Upper Wolfjaw, Armstrong, Gothics, Saddleback, Basin, Mount Haystack, Mount Marcy, and go up and over Marcy, and then up Skylight, which is a dead end. Gonna turn around and then go all the way back, up and over all of them. It's gonna be about 34 miles, 34.4 I think, and it's something like 35,000 feet of elevation change. I'm not exactly sure. So I expect to do it in no more than 23 hours. That would be me going 1.5 miles per hour. Just doing some foot prep here. I got some calluses and stuff from my Devil's Double in the Catskills 2 weekends ago, which you can watch on YouTube. I'll put a little, thing for you to click there, and you can check that out. So the purpose of this video is just to be checking in on each summit to kind of prove I did it, I guess. So it's not going to be anything glamorous. The whole reason I'm doing this, if you haven't seen any of my videos before, is I'm trying to raise money for a scholarship fund for Taylor Dugan, and you can learn about Taylor and why I'm doing this, and see all my other videos and posts and stuff if you go to gofundme.com/hike-for-Taylor. Alright guys, thanks for watching this, and I'll check in at the top of Rooster Comb in a little bit. Up here on Rooster Comb, little spur trail off the main trail is the first one. You can see the rest of the range behind me, or at least some of it. The Wolfjaw's up there. Here's Lower Wolfjaw. It's 9:02, and it's been 2 hours and 50 minutes just about. Here's Armstrong. It's 10:34. It's been 4 hours and 22 minutes. You can kind of get your first really good view of the range here. There's Gothics, Saddleback, Basin, Haystack is the one kind of in between that goes off to the left, which is a spur trail. And then there's Marcy, the tall one back. Just coming off Gothics here. It's been 4 hours and 57 minutes. It's 11:09. I'm actually going to take my 15-minute break down inside the saddle. It's been 5 hours and 21 minutes. It's currently 11:33 a.m. As for right now, Gold Bond and new, I think I'll keep the foot dressings. Here's Saddleback. It's been 6 hours. It's 12:13 p.m. Down there is where I gotta go. Alright, I'm down. I don't know if you can really see the whole thing, but if that had been wet, I wouldn't have done it. Okay, so here is Basin. It's 12:59 p.m. and it's been 6 hours and 46 minutes. On top of the Haystack here, it's been 8 hours, 12 minutes. 2:24 p.m. Here's Mount Marcy, highest in the state. It's been 9 hours and 48 minutes. 6:03 p.m. Check this out. I don't know if you can see it, but way down there there's a little lake, and it's called Lake Tear of the Clouds. That little lake down there, you can see it, is the source of the Hudson River, technically, because it's the I think because it's like the highest body of water, and it does feed into the Hudson River, so pretty cool. Hey, let me quickly just explain why I'm coming down Marcy. You might be wondering. Normally the Great Range Traverse, you stop on the top of Marcy and turn around and head back, head down via the Phillips Trail, I believe it is. But to me, the double traverse doesn't count unless you climb all the mountains twice. That's why I'm gonna go down Marcy and then go back up. And I figured while I'm down in the saddle between Marcy and Skylight, I might as well grab Skylight a dead end, so that's a good excuse to turn around and go back over. Hello, it's the halfway point up here on Skylight. I haven't been up this one in the summertime yet. Nice and private. Maybe I could put the camera over here out of the wind. It's been 10 hours and 37 minutes, and it is 4:49 p.m. So I'm definitely on target for that 23-hour goal, but I just have a feeling on the way back I'm just going to be so much slower. This is what I've been dealing with most of the day. This is the trail. It's like a little river, so wet feet. So my wife and I are moving to Colorado in August, and with our daughter, of course, and the dog, Pippin, which was my mom's dog, but he brings a lot of comedy into the house, so he's great to have around. But given that move, this could be my last ascent of Marcy if I finish this double today. If I don't, then I'll have to try it again, but I'm gonna miss the Adirondacks big time. This was like, you know, these mountains are and have been an escape to me the last couple years, you know, losing my folks and everything. Been a sanctuary. So the Catskills were, that's just why I'm glad I did the Devil's Double, because the Catskills were more like my weight loss training ground, you know, my personal gym. When I was losing weight, I used to be 360 pounds. If anyone watching this doesn't know me personally, hiking helped, and eating good, and now I'm doing this crazy stuff. So yeah, you know, I'm gonna miss the Adirondacks. It's a beautiful park, and it's the best example of like public and private land use, you know, cooperating together that I know of. And it's massive and gorgeous. And Mount Marcy has been a big part of the last couple years in the mountains. So can't think of a better way to go out with the sunset behind me. Although I'm sure I'm gonna be pissed off when it finally goes down and I'm in the dark for the next 10 or 12 hours. Haystack again, 7:39 p.m. There's the sun setting behind Marcy. You can hear me. In case you couldn't hear me on the top of Haystack, it's been 13 hours, 36 minutes, and it's 7:48. This whole Haystack thing, you gotta go like where I just came from, the mountain itself, the summit, and then this mini haystack, or little haystack it's called, you gotta go up and over these off of the main trail. So this is kind of you know, kind of sucky, but you got to do it twice for it to be a double. So I'm now going back to the trail where I came off. I just walked this whole thing and went up Haystack. So next is Basin over there. The sun just went behind Marcy, and immediately it got just a little bit darker. Here's Basin again. It's 8:52 p.m. and it's been 14 hours 40 minutes. Back here on Saddleback, I just climbed Saddleback at night. Feels pretty good. It's been 15 and a half hours. It's 9:43 p.m. Stars are out. It's a beautiful night. my plan is to, I feel like I'm in a good position. My plan is to descend from Saddleback and take a break down there before Gothics, because I am urinating blood. My urine was kind of brown earlier today, and I just took a pee and it's blood. I'm back up here on Gothics. It's 12:25 a.m. now, so we're into Sunday, and it's been 18 hours and 25 minutes. I allowed myself about an hour and 15-minute rest down in the saddle. Got into my little emergency bivvy, and I didn't actually sleep, but I just kind of laid in the fetal position and kind of moved my feet around and drank a bunch of water. So now I got Armstrong and the Wolfjaws in Rooster Comb. And Hedgehog too. I always forget about Hedgehog. Armstrong. It's 1:21 a.m. It's been 9 hours and 19 hours and 9 minutes. I'm up here on Upper Wolfjaw. It is 2:13. It's been 20 hours. Lower Wolfjaw. It's been 21 hours and 31 minutes, and it's 3:44 a.m. So I'm in the home stretch now. I got a little music playing in the backpack right now. So, help me lift my spirits. But yeah, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna do this thing. Can you see how orange it is? The sky's just lighting up over there. I wish I had gotten a Rooster Comb just a little bit earlier so I could have seen it. I think the sun's gonna be up by the time I get there. Should be about half an hour or so. So my car is that way, down towards the parking lot. But I need to go that way, up to Rooster Comb to bag it for the second time. Only then will it truly be a double. So here's Rooster Comb. It's the last one. It's now been 23 hours and 43 minutes, and it's 5:56 a.m. I never really noticed Hedgehog Mountain, which is up there. But I tell you what, I noticed it this time. Usually I just kind of, it's just like this little bump before you get to the bigger stuff, but I noticed it that time. So now I can just use whatever gas I have left and just descend. It's a straight descent now, 2.5 miles. If I can get in there by 25 hours, that'd be cool. I didn't make my 23-hour goal, but that's alright. I'm still happy with this, and looking forward to finishing it. I'm trying to come in at 24 hours, 40 minutes. Okay, stop the clock. Come on. Okay. 24 hours, 39 minutes and 25 seconds. There it is right there. You can see it. Of course, it's a 0 on the top because once you hit 24 hours, it cycles back to 0. So right now it only says 39 minutes. Well, hey, stick a fork in it. The Great Range Double Traverse is done. I can knock that off my list, and I can check out here. Man, that was tough. That was harder than the Devil's Double. I mean, I didn't have blood in my urine on the Devil's Double, so what does that tell you? Just, some of the wildest, most rugged and dangerous hiking in the Northeast for sure. Having trouble finding my name here. There I am. Justin Halstead, Albany, Great Range Double Traverse. Yes. Alright. Whew, it's, by the way, 6:52 a.m. That felt great. I feel like I've got this presidential double in the bag, because I don't think it's going to be as hard as that. The big thing with the presidential double is the weather, because you're exposed for a long time. And I had a lot of really good, I had a lot of things go my way today. Saddleback was dry. That was huge. I didn't get rained on or anything. That was also huge. All the rain came the night before. You know, it was wet, but I wasn't getting it. And my feet and my legs held up. So actually the worst part about me right now is my back, where my pack's been rubbing on me for the last 24 hours. It feels warm and kind of fluidy. I think I've got like a long, kind of long horizontal blister along the base of my back. So now all I gotta do is drive 2 hours home and go see my wife and baby. My wife's awesome, by the way. She really's supporting me doing this. Not a lot of wives would put up with this disappearing for a whole day, but she's awesome. So love you, Sam. And I got a little baby at home waiting for me to give her a big hug. So I'm gonna sign off for now. Adirondacks, thank you. I'll miss you, but I can't think of a better way to say goodbye with something like that. I'm very proud of that. Great Range Double Traverse. All right. Okay, so it's the next day, June 15th. Feeling pretty good, still recovering, very tired, legs are sore, feet are doing okay, and I've got this kind of road rash on my lower back from the pack rubbing me all day, which doesn't feel very nice. But all in all, a huge success. I'm very happy with the hike. And I was just doing some recalculation of the mileage, and I came up with 30,970 feet as being the total for the double traverse. And I wanted to kind of explain where I got that number from. If this sounds like bullcrap, please let me know, because I'll change the video. So I took the Backpacker 2005 article on the Great Range Traverse. The total that they list is 17,600 feet. Now that's when you go over all the mountains, and then once you get to Marcy, you turn around and you drop down off the range and descend toward the garden parking lot. So I wanted to figure out, well, what was mine? Going over all the mountains, going over Marcy, up Skylight, and then back. Well, I figured out that the descent from Marcy, which is 5,343 feet, to the garden, which sits at 1,550 feet, that descent is 3,793 feet. So that's the portion that I didn't do of that 17,600. Okay, so that leaves 13,807. That total being the elevation change from the Rooster Comb trailhead to the top of Marcy. Okay, and this version of the Great Range Traverse that Backpacker talks about is the one that I did, which includes Rooster Comb and Haystack. There's different versions of this. And of course this double traverse is just my own version of it, you know, with Skylight and stuff. So that 13,807 feet, that's the trailhead to Marcy. But then I need to add Skylight to that. So it's a 1,048 foot drop from Marcy down into the saddle towards Skylight, and then a 630 foot gain up Skylight. So that adds 1,678 feet to the total, to make a total of 15,485 feet. So that is from the Rooster Comb trailhead over the whole range, over Marcy, up Skylight. That's 15,485 feet, and then you multiply that by 2, it's 30,970 feet. So that's my total. I'm sticking to it for now. I think I had a harder time with this than I did the Devil's Double. I just feel more beat up. Not a huge difference. They were both difficult, but this one I think was just a little bit tougher, and I was trying to figure out why, because technically it was shorter, it took less time, and there was less elevation change. Devil's Double was 48.9 miles, 36,000 feet of elevation change, and took me 28.5 hours. This was 34.4, 30,000 feet of elevation change, and it only took me 24 hours and 40 minutes. So trying to figure out why that is, and I think that the Great Range is just a tougher trail. You know, the Devil's Path is definitely rugged. But once you're kind of past the eastern section, in my opinion, it kind of smooths out and it turns more to these kind of long, slow grinds, but the terrain is a lot less technical. And even in the more technical terrain, in the on the Devil's Path, even the more technical sections, the way up each kind of piece of terrain that you encounter is very obvious and is kind of ready-made. Lots of handholds, lots of footholds. The Great Range Trail, it's not always so obvious, and you do a lot more kind of, heavy lifting, I guess is the best way to describe it, to get yourself up and down some of these spots, and definitely some more kind of hands involved climbing, and a lot more, I don't want to call it route finding, but kind of, where you're looking at a piece of terrain, you're like, what's the best way to get down this, and it takes a bit of effort to get down. So I think it's just it's just harder. Now, after doing these two, I'm feeling great about the Presidential Traverse as far as the kind of physical aspects of it. The Presidential Traverse it's the Appalachian Trail the whole time. This trail is beat down. It's really high elevation, so there isn't a lot of this like rock hopping type stuff. It's just kind of a smooth road, laid out. But the issue with the Presidential range is you spend so much time above the tree line. So that's going to be the biggest factor, and if the weather pushes me down off the range, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm ready to deal with some wind and some rain if I need to, but if it starts, lightning up there, or things get at all dangerous, I'm going to descend. And what am I going to do? I might be able to try to go back and do it again, but we're gearing up for this move, and this is the time for me to strike. So, and it's July 4th weekend, so I did the Devil's Double on, I started it on Memorial Day. I finished the Great Range Traverse on Flag Day, and I'll be starting the, I think I'll be either starting or finishing the Great Range Traverse on July 4th, which I think is a Saturday. So that'd be pretty cool. It'd be a very American hiking adventure. Well, that about wraps it up for this one. I'm going to take a page from Olivia's book here, maybe take a nap, get some more recovery time in. Thank you everyone for watching the video and for your continued support. If you could share the GoFundMe page, I would really appreciate it. Any donations, of course, would be very much appreciated. Just a couple dollars would really help. And for those of you who are out on the range, who I got to meet and talk to, thanks for taking the minute out of your day. I met a lot of cool people. I met a couple who just got engaged up on Mount Marcy, so congrats to them. Well done. Good place to do it. And I'll see you on the next one, but I'm hoping we can get some donations here. Oh, buddy. What's the matter? Well, she's waking up. It looks like I've got a job to do here, so we're going to say goodbye for now. Alright, say bye. Bye-bye. Okay, come on. Ugh. You ever have that moment when you wake up in a strange place? Whoa, extreme close-up.